Hi, I'm Jim Jubak, and welcome to this week's Quick Pick video. This week's Quick Pick stock is Moderna. That's mRNA. You know the stock because it was one of the two, along with Pfizer, to put out the first COVID-19 vaccines. The stock zoomed on that. They're talking about a 900% gain. It's not been good for Moderna stock, however, recently. And here's a one-year chart. You can see a peak here, a peak, and then bloop, and then a peak here, and then bloop. And basically, what we're looking at is a situation where investors have said, hey, this is a one-trick pony. The company really only has one product out there, and we all know that COVID is declining, so revenue from COVID vaccine should be declining, which is not true. COVID vaccine revenue looks steady with boosters replacing the original vaccines, but it's still, this is a company with only one product. What's interesting to me is that I think the stock is really grossly undervalued. Morningstar says 40% undervalued. I'd say a little bit more. And what people are failing to recognize is, A, that the COVID-19 vaccine validated the entire Moderna platform of messenger RNA vaccines. And the company has 36 vaccines in trial, ranging from flu to respiratory viruses and other things, of which about 6 major vaccines will launch in the next few years. So you're looking at really a very anomalous situation for a biotech. That this is in many ways a startup biotech. On the other hand, because of COVID-19 and the huge revenue the company brought in, this is a company that in 2018 had revenue of $155 million. At the end of 2022, had revenue of $19.3 billion. The company is profitable. You don't get startup biotechs that are profitable. So this company basically has the revenue to fund the development of all these new products internally. You don't have to sell them off. And you're looking at a company where they're not getting really any credit for all these things coming down the road. In fact, every time one of these things doesn't hit some kind of out of the park situation, the stock drops. So that we had a flu vaccine where they've got 5 candidates working. And the stock dropped because the company came out and said, hey, we're getting good results from the vaccine, but they're not so good that we're going to close the clinical trials early. And the market said, oh my God, they're not closing the clinical trials early. Well, almost no one ever closes the clinical trials early. They didn't close. The clinical trial is going on. The products work. So they've got that. They've got the RSA vaccine, respiratory something or other, for a respiratory condition. And they anticipate that that's about a $8 to $15 billion market by 2027. So even if there is no growth in the demand for COVID vaccines, and I think we are looking at pretty steady state revenue there for a while, all these other products have time to mature. The stock is undervalued and really an unusual biotech situation. I'm going to be adding it to Jubak Picks in the next couple of days. Thanks very much for watching. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way you get notification when we do the next one. It's free to subscribe. It's free to get notifications. If you want more of my stuff for free, you can go to my free site. That's jubakpicks.com. It's got 3 portfolios, including the Jubak Picks portfolio, which will have Moderna in it shortly. Or you can go to my paid site, jubakam.com, which has 6 portfolios, again, including one with Moderna. Moderna will be in, but also ETFs and options, which are not in the free portfolio. You can find all that stuff down below. Thanks for watching.